we received a letter signed by several organizations of Russian socialists. We are told, they say, that the opponents of this war are hypocrites and that they stand not against the war, but for the West. This is a lie. This is Russian speaking. We have never been supporters of the United States and its imperialist policies. When Ukrainian troops shelled Donetsk and Luhansk, these are the eastern provinces with quite a few Russian speakers in the Ukraine that were sort of annexed, quasi-annexed by Putin in 2014. We were not silent, say the Russians, nor will we be silent now when Kharkov, Kiev, and Odessa are being bombed on the orders of Putin and his camarilla, his entourage. There are so many reasons to fight against the war. For us, advocates of social justice, equality, and freedom, that are especially important. This is an invasion. No threat to the Russian state exists. They go on. I won't bore you reading the whole paragraph. This war produces incalculable disasters for our peoples. Both Ukrainians and Russians are paying for it dearly with their blood. Long after the dust has settled, poverty, inflation, and unemployment will affect everyone, and they continue. This war will turn Ukraine into rubble and Russia into a prison. This is Russians speaking. The opposition media have already been shut down in Russia. People are placed behind bars. Soon, Russians will have only one choice, and that is to rise up or prison. This war multiplies all the risks and threats to our country. Russia, they mean. Even Ukrainians who a week ago sympathized with Russia are now enlisting in the militia to fight our troops. Finally, fighting for peace is the patriotic duty of every Russian, not only because we are the custodians of the memory of the West War in history, Second World War, when 20 million Russians died, or Soviets, but also because this war threatens the integrity and very existence of Russia. And they finish off with this beautiful paragraph. Putin is seeking to connect his own fate with the fate of our country. If he succeeds, then his inevitable defeat will be the defeat of the entire nation. Then we may indeed face the fate of post-war Germany, occupation, territorial division, the cult of collective guilt. There's only one way to prevent these catastrophes. We ourselves, the men and women of Russia, have to stop this war. This country belongs to us, not to a handful of distraught old men with palaces and yachts. It is time to take it back. Our enemies are not in Kiev and Odessa, but in Moscow. It is time to kick them out. War is not Russia. War is Putin and his regime. That is why we, Russian socialists and communists, are against this criminal war. We want to stop it in order to save Russia. No to intervention, no to dictatorship, no to poverty. Russell, that was the best news I've had since the beginning of this invasion, reading this piece.
It's so beautiful, Yanis, because it reminds us of something that becomes increasingly obscured when we live with the continual inveiglement of our own pervasive media, that actually and for always, the majority of people do not want, and neither do they benefit from, war.